morning, everyone. As a newcomer in Europe, bringing this all energy, it feels a moment of history.
We're actually looking to bring many refugee and migrant community leaders from all over Europe together so they can actually feed off each other and validate the work that they're doing. And we're also looking to influence the policy making in Europe to be more inclusive, to be more creative even. Usually meaningful participation is visualized as a ladder, but what we actually try to visualize it as a feedback loop. So it's an infinite sharing of power and input and information and decision-making power between all the different levels, all the different actors.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here. We would like to invite our panel.
The success of a meeting like this, it's really, I think, that we get more into talking to each other, that we have more ways to have participation, to have real participation, changing the narrative.
This can only happen by understanding the challenges that people on the move in Europe are facing, but also what are the solutions.
We're using a problem tree as a tool. So we have the problem in the middle as the trunk, and we've got the consequences at the top as the canopy and the root causes at the bottom. And this is just getting everyone to go around, think about the problem, think about anything that comes to their minds first and note it down.
The war in Ukraine has given us a simple, very good example that it is not that Europe cannot provide safe pathways for people, it is because these people are not white. In order to have the conversation on legal pathways, first we need to confront Europe about its racial superiority. I think that there is no way we can have this conversation without first talking about where it stems from.
This moment is incredibly unique because we see a lot of intersecting crises. On the one hand, I think that there are openings with new governments in place, with foundations starting to think differently about how they fund and what the priorities are. Yet there's also, we see incredible backlash in terms of the governments that are coming into power, the first groups that get targeted, and how these right-wing sort of politicians gain leverage is by sort of making an other out of migrants and refugees, and that's the enemy, and if we just stop that, then we will be back to the old good ways.
So now that we all come here under this roof, we need to ask ourselves, what is or what will be the future of global refugee system? As we are speaking now, the EU and its member states are negotiating on the reform of common European asylum system. For us, then the solution would be access to fair and equal access to asylum procedure in European countries.
Nobody would have come to Europe if we really knew, the situation here. We have seen time and time again so many laws and legislation being introduced, but you cannot legislate the attitudes of individuals. It is the obligation of every person born in a safer room to open the door when someone in danger is knocking. Do not forget that.
So we need to formulate the challenge here. We need to formulate the problem and the root causes. And then the first exercise, the first hour, we're going to turn it into a vision or a solution statement with specific objectives. Reach for the stars, the sky is the limit.
New Women Connectors is one of these organizations that has prioritized working at the European level. Traditionally, migrants and refugees have not been invited to the table to be part of the decisions that affect their daily lives. Many refugee and migrant leaders in the past have focused on trying to get change directly where they live, a lot at the local level. But some of the new leaders who've come to Europe over the past 10 years have seen how much of a role the European Union has taken on in migration, asylum policies, integration. But they also see that they're part of a transnational movement. They feel connected to migrants and refugees all across Europe, and they want to come together and claim their right to be Europeans and to be heard as part of Europe's demos.
We are equal and we come to live in peace. And we need to be part of your society, and we should open your heart as your society for us.
To be in a room full of people who've actually lived some of the challenges and the traumatic experience of migration, refugees in one big, inviting and safe space, to know that we have all come together based on our common vision to make this world that little bit of a better place for us to live in has been quite uplifting.
This was organized so early on in the start of the year. We can now be refreshed to prepare for the Global Refugee Forum. Thanks to your advocacy, there is not a question of should we have meaningful participation, but it's actually how can we make it effective, how can we make it ethical. It was amazing to see how your ideas can come to life and how many of them are already coming to life.
Initiatives such as New Women Connector are very essential. It's bringing women from different backgrounds, from different corners of the world together to empower each other. It's about time that the world also see us as equal citizens and not second-hand citizens.
From this, the coalition has so much to talk about. Already the roadmaps, I think they're 20 pages long, you know, so well structured and so focused on solutions and actions that migrants and refugees want to lead. And I think you're right, many more people want to come in and be your allies and partner with you, and that's how I think this can grow. So I think that we need to make this message loud and clear, that all of us who say that we are allies of migrant leadership, we need to come here, we need to listen, we need to support this, because you have the solutions that we all want to be a part of. So I'm so excited for how this is going to grow.
This moment in time is definitely unique. It's a time where there is a lot of polarization, but at least we know there is. People are more aware of the reality, and also they're humanizing each other a lot more. There's a shift in the mindset that's going to change a shift in the cultures, which eventually is going to shift and change the systems and the structures for sure.